Hi all, welcome back to the Secret Garden Homestead. Um, I'm hopping on here to do a little bit different of a video than what I would typically want to do. As some of you who have subscribed have noticed, we haven't posted a video in a really long time. And the reason is that at my son's 2-month appointment, he was rushed to Children's Hospital, and there he was diagnosed with a very rare condition called Hirschsprung's, which is life-threatening. Basically, Hirschsprung's is, they call it a disease in the colon, where your colon is not able to basically move waste down the body efficiently, and so the colon starts to expand, and eventually it's not coming out fast enough, so it just kind of gets stuck there. It can cause sepsis and things like that. So we were actually in the hospital about 40 days, and he underwent emergency surgery and now has an ileostomy bag. It is not permanent, we hope. We are planning to go to Washington, D.C., where there's a specialist there who will be doing the remainder of his 2 to 3 surgeries, depending on how things go. It's far from us. We're here in the Bay Area, California, so Washington, D.C. is definitely a commitment, but as anyone with kids know, you go to the best place that you can for your child, and we have found that that's the best place for our child. So that's where we're going to be going. Mav is home now. I will tell you, I have so much more respect for moms who are caring for children with special needs. With his bag, it just requires changing it and monitoring, what's coming out of it, and making sure what's going in isn't less than what's coming out. And there's just so many things to think about, so many schedules to get on. On top of that, we are pretty sure he's intolerant to like most things, and so I am not eating like dairy. I'm considering taking out eggs, potentially gluten. Taking out dairy seems to be working really, really well, but he still gets kind of gassy at some point. So anyway, all that to be said, we have not been here at our home, but it's been very sporadic. And when we got home, we weren't really thinking about the homestead. It was really just re-immersing myself back into home life, cooking, being with the kids, figuring out how to deal with Mav. So we've been home about a month now. We looked at the backyard, and our back field is just totally overgrown. We are so blessed to have the best neighbors who their son actually had something very similar as a baby, so they can understand. But they're very kind and not being upset about how overgrown our backyard is. So anyway, Ryan yesterday really started chipping away at building our chicken coop. So we're very excited to be getting back to some house projects. So I've gone ahead over some time and filmed some videos. And I'm just gonna put the footage here in this video. It wasn't very much, so I had gotten some green stalks, and we had filled them with strawberries on a Saturday where I was able to be home, and one of my in-laws or my mother was at the hospital, and so I ended up doing that with the kiddos. I was able to, yesterday, our previous owners had left us some garden beds in the very back field, so I cleaned those out. Ryan was kind of weed eating around them, and I'm thinking we're going to plant some pumpkins today, which I'll show a video of there. Normally I wait till June 1st, but I don't know. I'm overly zealous, I think, right now to get some stuff done here. And I don't know, just bring some joy. I think what's better than some pumpkins? What else have we done? I've planted some peonies. I just received some roses. So anyway, this is kind of a hodgepodge video. I didn't really know how to get back onto YouTube. We were doing so well at posting every week. And when we went to the hospital, I actually had a couple weeks kind of pre-saved to be posted later. So we were actually posting while we were in the hospital, just because we had those banked, but then quickly ran out of videos. But yeah, a lot has happened and our life has changed so much that it's kind of hard to get back on here and explain everything that's happened. But I can't promise that I'll be posting weekly videos just because of life now, but I will certainly try if we're doing something really cool or fun here on the homestead to show you. This is it. Maverick is officially home from the hospital. Woohoo! Okay, so we're gonna officially surprise Ryan. He has no idea that we're home from the hospital. And the kids aren't home, they're with my parents, but they'll be home later. I'm surprising everybody. It was a surprise discharge for us today, so yay, we're home.
Babe, what? What is happening right now? Alright. Is that why you weren't picking up my calls today? Is that what?
He's home.
Man. Why are you so excited?
I can't wait.
Can't wait for what?
I need this mama.
What are you excited for?
I'm gonna get this mama.
Alright, go see Mama.
Where is she? Mommy! I need you a surprise. Open it up.
Let me see. I have a surprise for you.
You have a surprise for me. Maverick's home?
Maverick's home.
Maverick! Maverick's home? This is his first surgery?
Yeah, first surgery is done. What do you think, bud?
Maverick!
God is on your side, even if you're alone. Alright. Samuel said to the Lord, when I arrived at Bethlehem, the elders of the town trembled. He asked, do you come in peace? Samuel replied, yes, I come in peace. I have come to sacrifice to the Lord. Consecrate your...
Okay, so it's mid-May here at the Secret Garden Homestead. I'm not gonna lie, the month of April and May have been really rough. With Maverick being home, he requires a lot of extra attention, and because of that, we haven't really had a chance to make much progress on the homestead. We're hopeful that he's going to be getting his surgery sometime during probably late summer, the first of 2 that we're waiting on. And so hopefully life will get a little bit easier, but right now life with a baby with an ostomy bag has been really challenging. But here I'm going to show you a picture of what our homestead looks like right now. Okay, so you can see it is completely overgrown with weeds. We haven't had a chance to mow it down or weed whack it down. Truthfully, we're looking for a weed whacker, but we haven't found the exact one that we want. Over here, Ryan is digging posts for our chicken coop. So he's done a really great job so far on building. It's going to be really large. I think I'm very excited about that. And then what I'm currently working on right now is our previous owner had these raised beds, and so I'm trying to dig them up amongst all these weeds here. I'd really like to plant pumpkins this year. I'd like to do a little pumpkin patch. I feel like that would put a little pep back into our step as a family. So right now, as of today, it's May 20th. So I don't know if that's going to happen, but we're going to go for it. Okay, over here where all this wood is at, I'm sort of thinking I might be, excuse me, I might be a little crazy, but the fact that Mav is recovering at home, we actually have quite a lot of time where we're spending at home, and while I was in the hospital, I really got into flower farming videos, so I'm thinking about basically tilling this portion of the property and laying down some sunflowers and zinnias from seed, which I know is a crazy thought, but one thing we're considering maybe for next year, end of this year, is having a farm stand in front of our home, because we have 2 parking spots that people could technically park at to stop at the farm stand. And so I'm thinking I might test the waters with some sunflowers, zinnias. I just bought these beautiful David Austin roses because I'm thinking I followed North Lawn Flower Farm, I think it's called, on YouTube, and I really like her idea of planting cut flowers in the landscape versus always having rose. So even though I'm doing rose here, this would be like a temporary thing. Ideally, I would like to have cut flowers in the landscape, and so I'm starting now. In fact, I have something fun to show you. So the previous owner actually planted a ton of flowers, which are fun because a lot of them are bulbs, so they've been coming up. So I'll show you over here. We just got done with daffodils here, maybe about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And so you can see I'm letting them, now this part is completely shaded out, so it's actually not great for daffodils, but they planted the bulbs anyway, and I left the greens on because that's going to photosynthesize the bulbs so that next year they perennialize. And so I left those on, but I've been kind of testing out the flowers that she's had in vases to see their vase life, because I don't know much about cut flowers. Like, for example, I'll show you these. These are a type of lily that are beautiful. I'll show you. I don't know the name of it. I'll look it up. And so you would think, oh, I can just cut that and put it in a vase. No, this one actually kind of dries up. Like, it blooms for a hot second and then it just dries up right away. So it doesn't have a long vase life. It's really pretty in the landscape, but it doesn't have much utility as a cut flower. But I'm excited because I thought when these popped up in the ground that they were a weed, because the foliage isn't that impressive. But what I found is that these are actually a bunch of Shasta daisies, which are perfect for cut flowers. And so I'm just waiting for them to open, and if I keep a good eye on them and I deadhead the spent flowers, or if I get around to harvesting them and putting them in bouquets, then they'll keep giving me new flushes of flowers as they're trying to create seed for next year. So I'm really excited about that. Also, you can see right here, you can tell I've gotten into a bit of a flower planting phase. But right here, I have peonies growing. I bought 3 peonies, and I don't remember the names. One is over there where that pipe is. Another one is right here coming up. And then the other one is actually right here. That looks like it's coming off. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I'm excited to grow peonies. I don't know if I will actually get flowers because peonies prefer a cold winter. And so living in zone 9B, it's just a trial. We're going to see if it works. But back here we have some roses. I don't prefer these roses, to be honest, and we have a lot of empty space in the front of our house, so I think when these go dormant in the winter, I'm going to pull those out and replant them in the front, because we actually have a plan for back here, so those have to go. Okay, so I'm back to weeding more beds. I think I have 4 or 5 of them. Ooh, very exciting. As we were gone, these more mature trees back here flowered and started putting on fruit. And so I'm able to tell what they are. So this one here is an apricot. It doesn't look particularly healthy. It doesn't have much fruit on it, but needless to say, it is an apricot. And then over here, I see a pomegranate tree, which I've never had one before. It's very exciting. And then all the way over there, we have some sort of plum tree. I have no idea what it is, but I'm very excited to try it and see if we like it. But for right now, this bed is calling my name. I'm gonna try and empty all 4 or 5 of these beds today and see if I can convince Ryan to knock down some of the weeds around them, because it's getting a little crazy. Oh, look what I spy. I spy some sweet peas. They smell amazing. I just love them so much. Okay, there you have it. I have 2 beds completely cleared out. They're pretty good size too. So I plan to fill them all with pumpkins and then have some friends over with little ones to come over and harvest, and Lord willing, we'll get lots of pumpkins. While we were actually in the hospital, I had received these green stalks that I ordered, and I decided to plant them out. I was home one Saturday. I think it was my mom at the hospital, and I thought to myself, let's do this with the other kids. It'll be a really fun project. So we have strawberries finally ripening up. I have a mixture of June bearing, and then I also have a mixture of everbearing. I think this is an everbearing variety right here. Anyway, very excited about that, but they haven't really produced a ton of strawberries yet, so I think this is probably a June variety right here. It's just flowering a ton, and we're almost in June. And then also I decided to plant some Roma and San Marzano tomatoes in here, and this was kind of an experiment. I don't know if they're going to grow well in this container, but I didn't have any raised beds at the time. I had bought seedlings from a friend, and so I thought to myself, let's just give it a try. And then, as evidenced by my lack of beds, I have 2 Amish paste tomatoes growing over here. I don't know, this tree looks like it's dying, so I thought, hey, that'd be a really good post to put it on. I don't think it probably gets enough sun to be over here, to be honest, but hey, desperate times call for desperate measures. So we're gonna try that out. I was going to be experimenting with making tomato sauce this year. We'll see if that actually happens. This year is a little bit of a touch and go for us. Good job.
I can't do nothing with you.